The massive alien ships appeared on a Tuesday morning. They came without warning, their dark metal hulls blocking out the sun over major cities across Earth. The world watched in stunned silence as these vessels, each the size of a small city, hovered menacingly in the sky. Captain James Walker stood at his post in the Earth Defense Force headquarters, staring at the main screen with a mix of awe and concern. His desk, usually neat and organized, had only one personal item, a small collection of rubber ducks that his daughter had given him for good luck. He liked to squeeze them when he was nervous, a habit that annoyed his fellow officers to no end. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the alien fleet," reported Tommy, the young communications officer. His voice shook slightly as he spoke. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a creature that looked like a cross between a praying mantis and a lobster. Its voice boomed through the speakers in perfect English. "Primitive humans, we are the Dominion. Your technology is inferior. Your weapons are useless. Surrender now, and we will make your slavery quick and painless." James gripped the edge of his console, his knuckles turning white. Humanity had only recently established its first Mars colony, and here was an alien species treating them like children. The rubber duck on his desk seemed to stare at him mockingly with its painted-on eyes. "This is Captain James Walker of the Earth Defense Force," he responded, trying to keep his voice steady. "We request peaceful dialogue. Earth has no quarrel with your people." The alien commander made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Dialogue? With primitives who still use combustion engines, your species is barely out of its cradle. We have conquered 1,000 worlds with greater defenses than yours." James felt his blood pressure rising. Without thinking, he grabbed his lucky rubber duck and squeezed it hard. The sharp squeak echoed through the command center, causing several officers to jump. The alien commander's image suddenly flickered. What was that sound? James looked down at the duck in surprise, then back at the screen. "Nothing of importance," he said quickly, embarrassed by his nervous habit. But the alien seemed disturbed. Its mantis-like head twitched, and static appeared on the screen. "That frequency. It's impossible." Curious, James squeezed the duck again. This time, the alien transmission completely dissolved into static. Alarms began blaring from the alien ships visible through the command center's windows. "Sir," Tommy shouted, "the alien ship's energy signatures are fluctuating wildly." In his confusion and growing excitement, James accidentally knocked over his entire collection of rubber ducks. They fell into the base's automated waste disposal system, which, due to a recent upgrade, was connected to the external defense grid. Within seconds, dozens of rubber ducks were accidentally launched into space, tumbling toward the alien fleet. The command center watched in disbelief as the rubber ducks bounced off the alien ship's hulls. Each impact produced a squeak that seemed to wreak havoc on the alien vessels. Their lights flickered, their engines sputtered, and their supposedly superior technology began to fail. "This is impossible." The alien commander's voice crackled through the static. "Our shields are failing. But how? What is this weapon?" James stood there, mouth agape, as he watched his daughter's toys single-handedly disrupt an alien invasion. The mighty ships of the Dominion began to retreat, their systems apparently unable to handle the simple squeaking frequency of Earth's most humble bath toy. As the alien fleet disappeared into the upper atmosphere, the command center erupted in confused celebration. James picked up the last remaining rubber duck from his desk and stared at it in wonder. Humanity had just survived its first alien invasion, thanks to the most ridiculous weapon imaginable. Admiral Stone burst into the command center, his face red with confusion and excitement. "Walker, what in God's name just happened? How did you repel them?" James held up the rubber duck, still trying to process the events himself. "Sir, I think we just discovered that the most powerful alien fleet in the galaxy has a rather embarrassing weakness for squeaky toys." The Admiral looked at the duck, then at the radar showing the retreating alien ships, then back at the duck. He sat down heavily in the nearest chair. "Captain Walker," he said slowly, "I believe you just changed the course of human history with a rubber duck. God help us all." News of the rubber duck incident spread like wildfire through the Earth Defense Force. Dr. Anna Miller sat in her laboratory, surrounded by rubber ducks of various sizes and colors. As the lead scientist assigned to study this bizarre phenomenon, she had spent the last week testing every possible aspect of these seemingly ordinary toys. "Play the recording again," she told her assistant, rubbing her tired eyes. The sound of a squeaking rubber duck filled the lab, displayed as waves on multiple screens. Next to it, a piece of salvaged alien technology sparked and fizzled. "It doesn't make any sense," her assistant said, adjusting his safety goggles. "They're just toys. How can they disable advanced alien technology?" Anna picked up a duck and turned it over in her hands. "Sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful. Look at this frequency analysis." She pointed to one of the screens. The squeak creates a very specific sound wave that interferes with their tech. It's like finding out that an advanced computer can be crashed by someone playing a kazoo. The lab door burst open as Admiral Stone walked in, followed by Captain Walker. The Admiral looked at the dozens of rubber ducks scattered around the lab and shook his head. "Please tell me you have something more dignified to report than rubber ducks are our best defense against alien invasion," the Admiral said. Anna stood up and grabbed her tablet. "Actually, sir, it's better than we thought. The frequency these ducks produce doesn't just interfere with their systems, it completely disrupts their neural interface technology. Their entire civilization seems to be built around tech that's vulnerable to this specific frequency." James picked up one of the test ducks and squeezed it. The alien device on the table immediately sparked and shut down. It's like they never considered defending against something so simple. The ultimate irony. Anna said, warming to her subject. "They're so advanced that they never thought to protect against low-tech solutions. It's like building a fortress with high walls and energy shields, but forgetting to lock the back door." The Admiral paced the lab, stepping carefully around the scattered toys. "The Joint Chiefs are going to love this. Good news, gentlemen. Our primary defense against alien invasion is going to be rubber ducks. I'll be the laughing stock of the military." "Sir," Anna interrupted, pulling up more data on her screen. "We've already designed some prototypes. Look at this." She pressed a button, and a 3D hologram appeared, showing modified rubber ducks with various attachments. "We can adjust the frequency, add remote activation, even create duck-based mines. The toy company that makes these is already retooling their factory for military production." James tried not to smile as he watched the Admiral's face go through several shades of red. "Sir, I know it sounds ridiculous, but we have to face facts. The most powerful weapon against our enemies is something you can buy in a toy store." The Admiral sighed deeply. "Fine, but we need to make them look more military. Paint them black or something. And for God's sake, can we call them something else? Strategic sonic disruptors, maybe." "Actually, sir," Anna said, trying to hide her amusement, "the ridiculous appearance might be an advantage. Our enemies would never suspect a bright yellow rubber duck to be a weapon. It's psychological warfare at its finest." Just then, the alarm sirens began to blare. Tommy's voice came over the intercom. "Multiple alien ships detected entering the atmosphere. They're smaller than before, probably a scouting force." The Admiral straightened his uniform. "Well, Dr. Miller, looks like your rubber ducks are about to get their first real field test. Captain Walker, get to the command center. Doctor, bring your prototypes." As they rushed to battle stations, Anna grabbed a box of her modified rubber ducks. Each one had been carefully tuned to produce the maximum disruptive effect. The hallways were filled with soldiers, many of whom did a double take at the sight of scientists running past with boxes of bright yellow toys. "Remember," Anna called out as they reached the command center, "one good squeeze should disable their systems for at least 30 seconds. Don't be afraid to really make them squeak. James took his position at the command console, placing one of Anna's modified ducks next to his controls. The radar showed 5 alien ships approaching, probably thinking Earth would be defenseless against a surprise attack. "Well," he muttered, picking up the duck, "let's show them why you don't underestimate humanity, or our toys." The sky turned dark as hundreds of Dominion warships entered Earth's atmosphere. This wasn't a scouting party. It was a full invasion force. Lieutenant Tom Roberts sat in his fighter cockpit, looking down at the modified rubber duck strapped to his control panel. He still couldn't believe this was really happening. "All squadrons, report in," his radio crackled. "Operation Quack Strike is now in effect." Tom couldn't help but grin at the operation name. Someone in command had a sense of humor. His squadron, nicknamed the Bath Time Bandits, was one of the first equipped with the new duck-based weapon systems. "Remember your training." Commander Wilson's voice came through the radio. "One squeeze, one kill. Don't waste your ducks." The alien ships filled the horizon, their massive forms blocking out the sun. They were confident, having no idea that Earth had discovered their weakness. The first wave of alien fighters streamed toward Earth's defenses. "Bandits, form up," Tom called to his squadron. "Prepare duck launchers. Wait for my mark." The alien fighters came in fast, their energy weapons charging. They probably expected Earth's primitive defenses to fall quickly. Instead, they were met with a barrage of brightly colored rubber ducks, launched from specially designed compressed air cannons. The effect was immediate and hilarious. As the ducks bounced off the alien ships, their collective squeaking created a symphony of chaos. Alien fighters spun out of control, their systems completely confused by the simple sound waves. Some crashed into each other, while others simply dropped from the sky, their engines dead. "It's working," someone shouted over the radio. "Keep firing." Tom targeted one of the larger ships, launching a cluster of ducks right at its bridge. The toys bounced off the windows, squeaking with each impact. The massive ship's lights flickered, and its weapons went dark. He watched in amazement as a simple rubber duck, tumbling through space, took down a warship that could have destroyed a city. The Dominion commanders seemed to panic as they realized what was happening. Their communications, intercepted by Earth's listening posts, were filled with confused and angry shouting. "What are these yellow demons?" one alien commander screamed. "Our systems can't handle the sonic interference." Earth's forces pressed their advantage. Military bases around the world launched thousands of ducks into the sky. Some were standard squeaky toys, while others were Dr. Miller's enhanced versions, capable of producing multiple frequencies at once. The largest alien ship, presumably the command vessel, tried to coordinate a retreat. But before it could escape, it was hit by what the troops would later call the duck swarm. Hundreds of rubber ducks all squeaking at slightly different frequencies. The ship's entire electrical system shut down, and it hung in the air like a dead whale. "This is Admiral Stone to all forces," the radio crackled. "Push them back. Show them what Earth's primitive weapons can do." Tom led his squadron in another attack run, their duck launchers firing continuously. The scene was absolutely absurd. Humanity's finest pilots, flying advanced fighter jets, throwing rubber bath toys at alien invaders, and it was working perfectly. The Dominion forces began to retreat in chaos. Their mighty armada, which had conquered countless worlds, was being defeated by squeaking toys. Some ships crashed, others flowed into space, and a few simply drifted, their systems completely fried by the duck assault. As the last alien ships disappeared from radar, cheers erupted across all radio channels. Earth had won its first major battle against the Dominion, and they'd done it with the most ridiculous weapon in military history. Tom landed his fighter, climbing out to see ground crews already collecting ducks for reuse. Some of the toys had survived multiple launches, proving to be more durable than anyone expected. Dr. Miller was waiting on the runway, collecting data from the battle. "How did the new models perform?" she asked eagerly. "Like a charm," Tom replied. holding up a slightly scuffed duck. Though I have to say, I never thought I'd be writing a mission report about rubber duck kill counts. Admiral Stone walked up, looking both pleased and slightly embarrassed. Well done, everyone. Although I'm not looking forward to explaining to the UN that we won by throwing bath toys at them. As cleanup crews gathered the scattered ducks from the battlefield, news of Earth's victory spread around the world. Humanity had faced its greatest threat and triumphed using the power of squeaky toys. Somewhere out there, the Dominion was probably rethinking their assessment of Earth's primitive technology. Tom looked up at the sky, still hardly believing what had happened. I wonder what they'll write in the history books about this, he mused. The day Earth's rubber ducks defeated an alien armada. The largest toy factory in Ohio had become the most heavily guarded facility on Earth. Inside, Dr. Anna Miller walked past rows of machines that once made children's bath toys, but now produced weapons of war. The irony wasn't lost on her. The new stealth ducks are ready for testing, her assistant said, leading her to a sealed room. Inside, a matte black rubber duck sat on a table. It looked nothing like its bright yellow cousins, covered in sound-absorbing materials that made it nearly invisible to alien sensors. And the multi-squeak version? Anna asked, picking up the stealth duck. Even better. He pressed a button, and a panel slid open revealing the slightly larger duck. This one can produce 12 different disruption frequencies at once. We're calling it the Symphony Duck. Before Anna could respond, alarms started blaring. Admiral Stone's voice came over the intercom. Dr. Miller to the command center immediately. The Dominion has developed something new. In the command center, Captain James Walker was already studying sensor readings from their deep space monitors. His face was grim as Anna entered. They've modified their ships, he said without looking up. Some kind of sound-dampening technology. Our basic ducks aren't working anymore. The main screen showed footage of a recent skirmish near Mars. Earth's standard rubber ducks bounced harmlessly off the new Dominion ships, their squeaks seemingly absorbed by the alien hull. They've adapted faster than we expected, Admiral Stone said, pacing the room. What's our response, Doctor? Anna smiled, pulling up the schematics for her new designs. They're not the only ones who've been busy. Meet the Mark 7 Combat Duck. The screen displayed her latest creation. It looked like a normal rubber duck, but inside was a complex system of chambers and resonators. It creates a squeak so powerful it can bypass their dampening technology. We're also working on duck swarm missiles. One shell, dozens of microducks. James raised an eyebrow. Microducks. Tiny rubber ducks, each programmed to squeak at a different frequency. Anna explained. Think of it as a shotgun approach. They can't dampen all frequencies at once. Just then, another alarm sounded. Tommy, still at his communications post after all these months, called out, Sir, we're receiving transmissions from 3 different alien species. Everyone tensed, expecting more threats. Instead, the messages were surprising. They want to buy our duck technology, Tommy said, sounding bewildered. They're offering advanced spaceship designs, energy systems, even faster than light travel technology. The Admiral sat down heavily in his chair. We've become arms dealers, selling rubber ducks to aliens. And there's more, Tommy continued. 2 other species are asking for protection against the Dominion. They're willing to form an alliance with Earth. James laughed. A month ago, we were considered primitives. Now, they want our bath toys. Anna's assistant burst into the room, waving a tablet. Doctor, the toy companies are fighting over military contracts. They're calling it the Duck Wars. The situation had become absurd. Earth's biggest toy manufacturers were now crucial military contractors. Stock prices for rubber duck companies had skyrocketed. There were even rumors that the Dominion was trying to infiltrate toy stores to steal duck-making technology. We need to stay ahead of them, Anna said firmly. The Dominion won't stop trying to counter our ducks. We need something they won't expect. James picked up one of the prototype ducks from Anna's desk. What about combining our technology with the alien tech we're being offered? Imagine a duck with faster-than-light capabilities. The Admiral groaned. A hyperspeed rubber duck. What has the world come to? Actually, Anna said thoughtfully, that's not a bad idea. If we could make the ducks faster than their defensive systems can react. The meeting was interrupted by yet another alarm. The Dominion had launched an attack on one of Earth's lunar bases, but this time they were in for a surprise. The base was equipped with the new stealth ducks. As they watched the battle unfold on the main screen, James couldn't help but smile. The mighty Dominion, terror of the galaxy, was about to learn that humanity's most ridiculous weapon had gotten an upgrade. Send in the Symphony Ducks, he ordered. Let's show them what Earth's bath toys can really do. The United Nations building in Geneva had never seen anything quite like this. Delegates from 7 alien species sat around a massive table, each eyeing the simple rubber duck that served as the centerpiece. Captain James Walker stood at the podium, trying to keep a straight face as he addressed the first-ever Galactic Duck Summit. On behalf of Earth, we welcome our new allies, he said, nodding to the various alien representatives. Some looked like giant insects, others like walking crystals, and one species appeared to be made entirely of floating gas. The gas-based alien's translator crackled to life. The Blue Star Alliance formally requests Earth's duck technology for defensive purposes. We offer our gravity manipulation systems in exchange. A crystal being stood up, its facets glinting. The Crystal Confederation offers portal technology for exclusive duck defense rights in our sector. James glanced at Admiral Stone, who was rubbing his temples. The Admiral had been dreading this meeting, especially since someone had decorated the entire conference room with rubber duck banners. Dr. Anna Miller stepped up to present Earth's latest developments. As she activated the holographic display, dozens of rubber duck designs floated in the air above the table. We've developed specialized ducks for each environmental condition, she explained. Underwater ducks, space ducks, atmosphere-penetrating ducks, and our latest creation, the quantum-entangled duck pairs. The alien delegates murmured in appreciation. One of the insectoid aliens raised an appendage. But what of the Dominion's new sonic shields? Our scouts report they're becoming resistant. Anna smiled. That's why we've created this. She pressed a button, and a new hologram appeared. The Trojan duck. It looks like a regular toy, but contains a specialized frequency modulator. Once it's inside their shields, it adapts its squeak to whatever frequency they're most vulnerable to. The meeting was interrupted by an urgent message. The Dominion had attacked a peaceful trading post in a nearby system, but this time, something was different. They're using sound-based weapons of their own. Tommy's voice came through the emergency channel. They're trying to fight squeaks with squeaks. The alien delegates burst into concerned chatter. The Dominion copying Earth's technology was a serious development. James raised his hands for quiet. Everyone, please remain calm. Dr. Miller. Anna was already pulling up new schematics. We anticipated this. The Dominion doesn't understand the true power of the duck. They think it's just about the sound. But there's something special about the rubber duck's shape, its material composition, and most importantly, its spirit. Its spirit. The gas alien asked, confusion clear in its translated voice. Yes, Anna said firmly. The rubber duck represents something uniquely human, our ability to find joy and humor even in warfare. The Dominion can copy the squeaking, but they can't copy the absurdity that makes it truly powerful. Admiral Stone stood up, finally embracing the ridiculousness of the situation. Which is why we're proposing the formation of an interstellar defense force. The Duck Alliance. The hologram changed to show a new symbol, a rubber duck silhouette against a backdrop of stars. Several alien delegates applauded with their various appendages. Each member world will receive duck technology suited to their specific needs, James explained. In return, we ask for unity against the Dominion's aggression. Together, we can show them that the galaxy will not bow to their tyranny. The crystal being's voice rang out like chimes. The Crystal Confederation pledges its support. We shall face the Dominion with Earth's mighty ducks. One by one, the other species joined in. Treaties were signed, technology was exchanged, and Earth found itself at the center of the largest military alliance in known space, all because of a bath toy. As the meeting concluded, James watched the alien delegates examining their gift bags, each containing a ceremonial rubber duck. Some squeezed them experimentally, others scanned them with advanced devices, and the gas being somehow absorbed its duck into its form. Did you ever think, Admiral Stone said quietly, that humanity's first major contribution to galactic civilization would be rubber ducks? James picked up the centerpiece duck and squeezed it gently. Its squeak echoed through the now empty conference room. Sometimes the silliest things turn out to be the most important. The Dominion won't know what hit them, Anna added, gathering her presentation materials, especially once we activate the secret feature in all those ceremonial ducks. The Admiral raised an eyebrow. Do I want to know? Let's just say, Anna grinned, that the next time the Dominion attacks, they'll find themselves facing ducks from every corner of the galaxy. Red alert sirens wailed across Earth's defense network. The Dominion had launched their largest attack yet, over 1,000 warships heading straight for Earth. This was no ordinary assault. It was a desperate bid to end the rubber duck supremacy once and for all. In the command center, Captain James Walker studied the tactical display with Dr. Anna Miller and Admiral Stone. The enemy fleet filled the screen with so many dots, it looked like a swarm of angry bees. They brought everything they have, James said grimly, even their mothership. The Dominion mothership was massive, easily 10 times larger than their regular warships. Its hull bristled with what appeared to be anti-duck countermeasures, sound dampeners, frequency scramblers, and rubber-repelling force fields. Sir, Tommy called out from his station. They're broadcasting on all frequencies. The main screen flickered to life, showing the Dominion Supreme Commander. Its mantis-like face showed what might have been a sneer. Humans, your toy weapons end today. We have developed the ultimate anti-duck technology. Surrender now. Admiral Stone looked at Anna. Tell me you have something up your sleeve, Doctor. Anna smiled and pressed a button on her tablet. A hidden panel in the wall slid open, revealing what looked like a giant, golden rubber duck the size of a small car. Meet the Mega Duck, humanity's greatest achievement in duck warfare. That's your secret weapon? The Admiral asked skeptically. A bigger duck. Not just bigger, Anna explained. This duck contains a quantum squeaking core. One squeeze, and it creates a cascading wave of duck sounds across all frequencies simultaneously. We've been waiting for them to commit their entire fleet before using it. James grinned. They think they've prepared for every possible duck frequency. But not all of them at once, Anna finished. The Dominion fleet entered the solar system, their ships forming an attack pattern. Earth's allies had positioned their forces around the planet. Crystal Confederation ships sparkled like stars, Blue Star Alliance vessels rippled with gravity waves, and dozens of other species waited with their duck-based weapons ready. All ships prepare for Operation Final Quack, Admiral Stone ordered, trying not to wince at the operation name that someone in planning had thought was clever. The Dominion struck first, their energy weapons lighting up space. They seemed confident, their new anti-duck shields glowing with power. Their smaller ships engaged Earth's allies while the mothership moved steadily toward Earth. They're within range, Tommy reported. All duck squadrons report ready. Launch the regular attack, James ordered. Let them think their defenses are working. Thousands of standard rubber ducks were launched into space, bouncing harmlessly off the Dominion's new shields. The alien commander's laugh boomed through the communications channel. Your primitive toys cannot harm us anymore. Now, Dr. Miller, James said quietly, show them what Earth's best minds can do. Anna activated the Mega Duck. Its eyes began to glow, and a low hum filled the command center. The massive toy rose into the air, surrounded by a field of energy. "Launch," she commanded. The mega duck shot into space, accelerating toward the Dominion mothership. The aliens, so focused on defending against normal-sized ducks, didn't even try to stop it. 5 seconds to impact. Tommy counted down. 4, 3, 2, 1. The mega duck struck the mothership's hull and activated. The quantum squeaking core detonated, releasing a wave of duck sounds that defied the laws of physics. The effect was instantaneous and spectacular. Every Dominion ship's shield failed simultaneously. Their anti-duck technology, designed to block specific frequencies, was overwhelmed by the quantum harmonics of the ultimate rubber duck. "All units, attack," Admiral Stone commanded. "Show them the true power of the Duck Alliance." The space around Earth erupted in chaos. Regular rubber ducks, stealth ducks, symphony ducks, and microducks pelted the defenseless Dominion fleet. Alien allies added their own duck-based weapons to the assault. The squeaking was so intense that Earth's sensors had trouble keeping up. The Dominion mothership, struck by the full force of the megaduck, began to list to one side. Its mighty engines sputtered and died. Weapon systems went dark, and even its artificial gravity failed. "The mothership is falling," Tommy shouted excitedly. "Their entire fleet is in disarray." James watched as the mighty Dominion armada, terror of the galaxy, was brought low by the most ridiculous weapon ever created. Ships either fled in panic or drifted helplessly in space, their systems completely fried by the quantum duck assault. "Send the message," Admiral Stone ordered. "Let's end this." 1 month after the Great Battle, Earth had changed forever. The Dominion Supreme Commander stood before the United Nations, its once proud stance now humble and defeated. Behind it, displayed on a massive screen, was a live feed of workers constructing an enormous rubber duck monument on the moon. "The Dominion formally surrenders to Earth and the Duck Alliance," the alien leader announced, its translator struggling to hide the embarrassment in its voice. "We acknowledge the superiority of duck-based technology and request mercy from our squeaky overlords." Captain James Walker, recently promoted to Admiral Walker, tried to maintain his professional composure. Next to him, Dr. Anna Miller was already sketching designs for peaceful applications of duck technology. Admiral Stone, now Supreme Commander of the Duck Alliance forces, simply shook his head in amazement. "We accept your surrender," James said formally, "on the condition that the Dominion converts its warships to use duck-certified peaceful technology." The alien commander looked at the rubber duck that sat on the signing table, the same one that had started it all in James's office so many months ago. "To think, we called you primitives. Your duck technology was beyond our comprehension." After the ceremony, James walked through the streets of New York, where the celebration was still going strong. Shop windows displayed rubber ducks of all sizes. Children played with toy spaceships that launched tiny ducks. Street vendors sold victory quackers, hot dogs shaped like ducks. The world had embraced its new identity as the galaxy's duck suppliers. The largest rubber duck factory on Earth had been declared a historical landmark. Tourism was booming as aliens from across the galaxy came to visit the birthplace of duck warfare. "Admiral," called a familiar voice. Tommy, now head of interstellar communications, ran up to him with a tablet. "The latest reports are in. Duck-based technology is revolutionizing the galaxy." James took the tablet, scrolling through the updates. The Crystal Confederation was using modified ducks for faster-than-light travel. The Blue Star Alliance had developed duck-powered gravity generators. Even the gas beings had found a way to incorporate duck resonance into their atmospheric processors. At the newly established Duck Research Institute, Anna was leading a team of human and alien scientists. They had discovered that the quantum properties of rubber ducks could be used for everything from clean energy to medical treatments. "It's amazing," she told James as they watched aliens and humans working together in the lab. The Dominion's arrogance made them overlook something so simple. It was actually advanced. Sometimes the most powerful things in the universe are the ones we take for granted. The Institute's window overlooked the city, where construction crews were building the new Galactic Duck Council headquarters. Its design, naturally, was shaped like a giant rubber duck. "We're getting reports from the far reaches of the galaxy," Tommy said, checking his communications. "Other civilizations are adopting duck technology. They're calling Earth the Duck Planet." Meant as a compliment, of course. James smiled, remembering how it all started with his daughter's gift of good luck ducks. She was now studying xenoduck engineering at the university, part of the first generation to grow up in a duck-powered galaxy. Admiral Stone walked in, carrying what looked like a ceremonial case. "It's time," he said solemnly. They gathered in the Institute's main hall, where representatives from across the galaxy had assembled. Stone opened the case, revealing the original rubber duck that had defeated the first Dominion ship. It was to be enshrined in the new Museum of Duck Victory. "Let this duck remind us," James addressed the crowd, "that strength doesn't always come in the most serious package. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is the one that makes us laugh." As if on cue, someone squeezed the duck, its squeak echoing through the hall. Several Dominion representatives flinched instinctively, then joined in the general laughter. That evening, as James stood on his balcony looking at the duck monument on the moon, he squeezed his personal rubber duck. He still carried one out of habit. Its simple squeak, once just a toy sound, had changed the course of human history. "You know," Anna said, joining him at the railing, "we still haven't figured out why rubber ducks worked so well against their technology." James grinned. Maybe some things in the universe just shouldn't be explained. After all, what's life without a little absurdity? Above them, stars twinkled in a galaxy that would forever remember the day humanity saved civilization with squeaky toys. The rubber duck had taken its place among the greatest inventions in history, proving once and for all that Earth's primitive creativity was anything but inferior.